Good morning. We shall begin with today's part, that is a study of F block elements. In this regard, last time we have finished the lanthanide elements, which starts with atom number 57 and ends with atom number 71, that is from lanthanum to lutetium, as we know. We have also seen the electronic configuration, oxidation states, colored ions, magnetic properties, and all other relevant properties with regard to the 4F elements. And at the end, we have seen the applications of lanthanide elements. Today, we are going to study one more series under 4F elements, that is a 5F series of actinide elements. So 5F elements or actinide elements both meaning the same. These are also inner or sub-transition elements because these are also again under the group third B group of the periodic table. There are again 15 members where the series itself starts with atom number 89, that is actinium, which ends with the last element, that is lawrencium, having atom number 103. The series is named as actinide series because actinium being the first member of the series, and hence the series is named as actinide series or 5F elements because these elements are having the preferential occupancy of the electrons in 5F electronic subshell. So the principal orbital or electron subshell for actinide elements is 5F orbital. The study of actinides is rather very interesting to study because only the first four members are naturally occurring, that is actinium, thorium, protactinium, and uranium. Rest all other elements are obtained by nuclear bombardment or artificial means. I would like to give you more emphasis in due course of time, but I would like to give you some more ideas with regard to these elements. I would like to show you a slide. If you look at this slide, we can reveal that this is a lanthanide series which starts with lanthanum, which ends with lutetium, and actinide series which starts with actinium, which ends with lawrencium 103. Here again there is a black colored border that is shown from 6th period and the 7th period, and this is a third B group of the periodic table, scandium, yttrium, and here the series starts. So all these elements are known as the transition elements or D block elements, and those elements, the series of elements which is situated in between these transition elements is known as the sub or inner transition elements. So here these all elements are again placed in group third B of the periodic table. So if you are having a notebook, you should mention that while attempting the multiple choice questions, you may be asked that all the lanthanides are placed in this group and in this period. The correct answer is here. Here cesium atom number 55. Here these are known as a period. So first period, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So sixth period, and this is third B group of the periodic table. So the position of lanthanide is sixth period and third B group. You should remember this, sixth period and third B group. Similarly, the actinides are placed in the seventh period. After sixth period, this is seventh period, which starts with francium, atom number 87, francium, alkali metal, and this is seventh period, and again group number is same. So while giving the position of lanthanide and actinides, the group number is same, that is third B group, but period number is different. So for lanthanides, period number is sixth period, third B group. For lanthanide, seventh period, third B group. So here, this is our series starts. Francium atom number 87, radium 88, and after radium, this actinium, atom number 89, and this series ends with lawrencium, atom number 103. So all these members here also it is shown actinium, thorium, protactinium, and uranium. They are shown in a black color, and rest all other elements are shown in a white color because these are not naturally found. These are artificial or man-made elements which may be obtained by nuclear bombardment. So first of all, we should be familiar with the names of all these elements. Then we shall discuss about the electronic configuration on and all other relevant properties. So I would like to show you the first of all the atomic number, then the names, and then we shall proceed with the electronic configuration. So take a look at the names and the atomic numbers. Here again, I would like to mention here 7th period. You should remember, and 3rd B group. You should remember because this is a multiple choice based question. Position of actinides, which is commonly abbreviated as AC, which starts with atom number 89 to 103. So I shall show you the atomic number, then the symbol, and the name of the element. Now, as we know, atom number 89, symbol AC, name of the element is actinium, first member. Then atom number 90, TH, thorium. 91, PA, known as a protactinium. Then 92, uranium. Then 93, NP, name of the element is neptunium. You should listen this very carefully and attentively. Then Pu is known as a plutonium. 95, it is Am, known as a americium. 96, Cm, is known as a curium. 97 is Bk, name is berkelium. 98, Cf, known as a californium. 99, Ps, known as a einsteinium. Then 100 is Fm, known as fermium. 101 is Md, known as mendelevium. 102 is No, known as a nobelium. And last member is Lr, known as lawrencium. So these are the 15 members from atomic number 89 to 103, that is from actinium to lawrencium. Just now I have mentioned that actinium, thorium, protactinium, and uranium, these are the first 4 members. They occur naturally. So sometimes question may be asked, which are those elements which occur naturally? That is, your answer should be atom number 89 to 92. See here, 89 to 92. These are naturally occurring elements, and rest all other elements, these are artificially prepared or artificially synthesized elements. So which are the artificial elements or man-made elements? That is from atom number 93 to 103, that is from neptunium to lawrencium, and here naturally occurring members are actinium to uranium. Now In the early days, the scientists were working how if a particular element, if it is synthesized artificially, the question was arise, the names, which name should be given to all these elements. So in the early days, scientists were thought of that the name should be given that should be universally accepted. So the research work on actinide series was in progress in the early days. So they have thought of that we have to give the names of certain planets. For example, Neptune is a planet, and hence from the name of this planet, the word Neptunium is derived. One more planet is there that is known as a Pluto, from which the name is derived as a plutonium. So they have given the names of the planets because the names of the planets are universal. No double name is there. So Neptune is only universal accepted name of a planet from which the name that is derived is a Neptunium. Similarly, from Pluto, the name is derived as a plutonium. Again, the research work was in progress, and again the scientists were thought of that again the name should be universal. So they have thought of that we have to give certain names of the areas where a particular element has been discovered or invented. In this regard, one element that is invented in America, and hence the name of the element that is given as a americium. So the name americium signifies that this element was invented in America. Again, one more element was discovered in the city in London that is known as a Berkeley, from which the name is a berkelium. Again, one more element that is discovered in California, and hence the name is given as a californium. So the names were given where those areas where it is invented. Again, the research was in progress. So again, scientists were thought of that we have to give certain unique names. So they again thought of that we have to give the names of the Nobel scientists or Nobel laureates who have given major contribution in the chemistry of actinides. In this regard, they have given the name of a scientist Curie, that is a Curie temperature. From this, the name of the scientist, the name of the element is curium. Then we know one scientist that is given equation of straight line, that is E is equal to mc square. Name of a scientist is Einstein, and from the name of this Einstein, the name of element is Einsteinium. Perhaps you might have heard one Fermi gas model. Fermi is the name of the scientist from which the name of an actinide element is a fermium. You also aware that major contribution was made by a father of periodic table known as a Mendeleev, and from this name of this Mendeleev, the name of element is Mendelevium. For unique or the major contribution in chemistry, Nobel Prize was given in the early days, and the same process they follow today, and hence the prize that is very prestigious prize, Nobel Prize, from which the name of one element is known as a Nobelium. And this is again name of the scientist Lawrence, from which name of the element is Lawrencium. So they have followed the names of planets or the names of areas where the particular element was discovered, and the names of the scientists were given, because all these elements, that is from atom number 93 to atom number 103, all these elements are artificially made or man-made elements. Also, one more element, one more name that is given, that these elements are also known as the SHE elements of the periodic table, because they exhibit very high molecular mass, and hence these are known as the super heavy elements, SHE elements, or these are also known as a super heavy elements. For example, if we consider Californium having atom number 98. It is having highest atomic mass of 252. So these elements, as they exhibit comparatively higher atomic masses and hence are known as SHE elements of the periodic table or super heavy elements of the periodic table. So all these man-made elements or artificial elements are situated after uranium. So the proper word in English vocabulary that for the word after a particular word is known as the trans. So those elements which are situated after uranium are known as the transuranic or transuranium elements, or sometimes they are abbreviated as TU elements, transuranic elements. So you are now aware with the different words that these are SHE elements. These are also TU elements. So super heavy elements means those which are having atom number 93 to 103 are known as SHE elements of the periodic table. So we are familiar with the names of all these elements. Now we shall proceed further with the observed electronic configuration of all these elements. Now, to arrive at the observed electronic configuration of all these elements, first of all, we have to look at the electronic configuration of radon, which is an inert gas element having the outermost electronic configuration as 6s2 and 6p6. Radon is having atom number 86. Now we have to write the atomic number of 87, atomic number 88, that is a francium, first A group element, and second A group element is a radium, atom number 88. So in terms of radon configuration, which is the inert gas element, the next higher energy level orbital available after complete occupancy of 6p orbital is a 7s. So we have to add only one electron in radon configuration. So we can write directly 7s1. So this is a 86 plus 1 is 87. Similarly, we can write the electronic configuration for radium. Don't make confusion between radon and radium. Radon is a inert gas element while radium is a alkaline earth metal. Second A group element having the electronic configuration radon 7s2. So 86 plus 2 is 88. Now, after 7s orbital have been filled completely, the next choice for incoming electron will be 5f and 6d. So these elements are having incompletely filled 3 electronic subshell. So atom number 89, it is actinium. How can we write electronic configuration? We have to write only radon, that is 86 electrons we have written. Then again we have written 7s orbital, 7s2. So 86 plus 2 is 88. The next higher energy level orbitals are 5f, 6d. So 6d orbital is a nearer in energy to 7s. So incoming electron now enters into 6d and 5f orbital again empty. So 86 plus 2 is 88 plus 1 is 89. So we can write this electronic configuration as a radon 5f 6d 7s 7s2 6d1 5f0. If we move one step further for thorium, we can write this as 5f 6d 7s 7s2. We have to write directly 6d2 5f again 0. Why this is happening? Because this here, this electron must be the 90th electron should enter into 5f. But I would like to show you one energy level diagram in this regard. Look at this energy level diagram that will make your doubts very clear. Say for example, This is the energy of the different orbitals against the atomic number of elements 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. 90 is a thorium, protactinium, uranium, neptunium, and plutonium. Here it is seen that these are the energies of different orbitals. This is a 7s orbital, then 6d and 5f. This is a 5f orbital. This is again 7s orbital. This is a 6d orbital. Near about protactinium or uranium, all the three orbitals having almost equal energy. As we move from thorium to protactinium or from protactinium to uranium, the energy gap between the successive orbitals that goes on very decreasing, and after uranium or neptunium, that is after atom number 93, the case is exact reverse. That means consider the 5f orbital before uranium. Before uranium, 5f orbital is having high energy. See this. But after uranium, 5f orbital is having low energy. Before uranium, 6d orbital, and after uranium almost having the same energy. But consider the 7s orbital. Before uranium, it was having low energy, and after uranium, it is having high energy. So it is seen that after uranium or neptunium, near about there is no clear-cut line of demarcation. Hence, different authors have given different electronic configuration for actinide elements, but the electronic configuration that we are studying here, that has been universally accepted. Now, at thorium, we have written 7s2 and 6d2 because after 7s orbital have been completely filled, the next choice for incoming electron will be 6d because according to above principle, low energy orbitals are filled and successively higher energy orbitals are filled. And for this rule, we have to add 2 electrons in 6d. For this reason, I have written the 2 electrons in 6d. Now, again come to protactinium, radon, 5f, 6d, 7s, 7s2. But now, again, we are approaching towards the mean of these energies. See here again. Protactinium. Here, again, we are very closer in energy. That is the energy gap between 5f and 6d. That is very, very small enough as we approach to protactinium. So now the picture is somewhat different. So 7s2, 6d1 and 5f2, that is 86 plus 3 is 89 plus 1, sorry, plus 2 is a 92. Because as the atom number increases, the cumulative energy gap between these two orbitals that becomes very less, and hence the incoming electrons are now added up into 5f orbital, or in other words, the 5f orbital now becoming more stable. It becomes decisively more stable as compared to 6d, and hence the electrons now enter into 5f orbital. Come to uranium. Radon, 5f3, 6d1, 7s2. This total comes to be 92. So after 2, the digit 3 comes here. Now come to neptunium. Radon, 5f, 6d, 7s, 7s2, 6d1 and 5f4. This is a electronic configuration of neptunium. That means again we have to look at the energy level diagram. See here, we have reached up to neptunium. Now what has happened after neptunium? The 6d orbital is having high energy as compared to 5f. That means 5f is having low energy, then 6d. So according to above principle, after neptunium, the incoming electron should enter into 5f orbital rather than it should enter into 6d orbital. So as per this, after neptunium, again we have to write the electronic configuration as like this. After neptunium, as just now I have shown you, radon 5f 6d 7s 7s2 because which is filled at radium, then 6d0. Why? Because this is having high energy as compared to 5f. So all those electrons now enter into 5f orbital. So it becomes 5f6. So 86 plus 2 is 88 plus 6 is plutonium, that is a 94, atom number 94. Now come to next element, americium, radon 5f 6d 7s. So at americium 7s2 6d0 5f7. Then curium, radon 5f 6d 7s2 6d0. It should be 6d0, but again, for one rule which states that completely half filled and completely filled orbits have extra stability, and because the cumulative energy gap between 5f and 6d is very small, hence according to this sequence here should be 5f8, but it becomes 5f7. One of the electron is exchanged with 6d. So this is a extra stable electronic subshell at curium, atom number 96. Now come to berkelium, radon 5f 6d 7s. So at berkelium, again it becomes 5f9 6d0 7s2. So 88 plus 9 is 97. Come to californium, radon 5f10 6d0 7s2. So 88 plus 10 is 98, which is a californium. Then radon 5f 6d 7s2 6d0 5f11. So 88 plus 11 is 99. Then come to fermium, radon 5f 6d 7s 7s2 6d0 5f12. So 88 plus 12 is 100. That is a fermium. Atom number of fermium is 100. Then radon 5f 6d 7s. So 7s2 6d0 and 5f13. So 88 plus 13 is 101. That is a mendelevium. Then radon 5f 6d 7s. So 7s2 6d0 5f14. So at a nobelium, atom number 102, the 5f orbital is completely filled. Again, look at here for lawrencium 5f 6d 7s 7s2 5f14. It is filled. Now the 103rd electron has no any choice than to enter into 6d orbital. So 103rd electron now enters into 6d orbital. Again, see this energy level diagram here. Now 5f orbital is filled at a nobelium. So when this orbital have been completely filled, next choice for incoming electron will be 6d. So at lawrencium, it becomes 6d1. So this is how we have seen the electronic configuration of all these elements. So in conclusion, what you have to remember? You have to remember that up to neptunium, 6d orbital is having one single electron, and after which the 6d orbital is again empty, and at lawrencium, atom number 103, the 6d orbital is having only one electron because 5f orbital is completely filled. So this is how we have seen. So we have seen two different categories under actinide elements. One category that is known as a natural elements, that is from atom number 89 to 92, and other elements from Neptunium, that is 93 to 103, are the man-made or SHE elements, which are known as the transuranic elements or transuranium elements or TU elements. So this is how we have completed the electronic configuration. Now we shall move further with the next part of this topic, that is the oxidation state. So once we are familiar with the oxidation states, once we are familiar with the electronic configuration, it is easy to write the oxidation states of all these elements. So these elements, they do display again variable oxidation states. This particular series that we know have been discovered by Niels Bohr in the year 1923, and after the advent of the element, that is lawrencium, which has marked the completion of the entire series, that is the actinide series. Now, as usual, that we have studied the oxidation states of lanthanides, we have to see the variable oxidation states and their corresponding outer electronic configuration. So we can categorize these oxidation states in a divalent, then trivalent, tetravalent, pentavalent, hexavalent, and heptavalent, that is +7. I have written M stands for a metal. All these are metals, and the peculiarity of all these elements is that all these elements are radioactive. All the elements are radioactive. Now consider the lower oxidation state of +2. Now +2 oxidation state is shown by the element that is known as americium. So americium, this is the element, atom number 95. I can write here Am +2. Then one more element, that is atom number 98, californium. So here it is a californium, Cf +2. Then Es +2, Fm +2. Then Md +2, NO +2. So these are the elements, that is in all 6 elements, they do display +2 oxidation state. Now come to the +3 oxidation state. In the beginning, I have shown you that all these members, they are having the common group number, that is 3rd B, and we have also seen that the element in which the group which is situated, the group valence is always attributed. So for this reason, we have to give group valency for all these elements. So as all the elements are situated in 3rd B group of the periodic table, so every element that displays +3 oxidation state, so Ec +3, TH, Pa, U, NP, Pu, Am, Cm, Bk, Cf, Es, Fm, Md, NO, and Lr. All these elements, they are showing the +3 as a common principal or major oxidation state. You should remember these 3 words: common, principal, or major oxidation state, on account of the group valency, that is a 3rd B group. So all these elements, they show common oxidation state of +3. Some elements also show other than this oxidation state, that is a +3. So these elements, those are, I shall write here, but only less than 1 minute has left. So you have to click the same link and you have to rejoin this Zoom meeting. So thank you. You have to rejoin again after 1 minute or so.